Good afternoon, my students. Thanks for attending our lecture today. Today is our last lecture or our last meeting before having the final test on Wednesday. So today we will discuss the topic about understanding review text. So let's talk about what is review text or what the review text is. The first one, we will talk about the definition of review text. Strengthening the understanding of the review text, we can refer to other meanings according to experts. Some of the opinions of other experts regarding the meaning of the review text are as follows. The first one is Dahlman. According to Dahlman, review is a term used to assess the strengths and weaknesses of a book, or in this case, work. The second one is from Insatun and Farida. Text reviews or reviews are writings that contain considerations or assessments of a work written or created by another person. The third one is from Waluyo. According to Waluyo, a review, or also called a text review, is a text that contains considerations or reviews about a book or work. The fourth one is Highland and Dien. Highland and Dien, or Diani, say that a review is a text that functions to explore and provide an assessment of a literary work, most of which will become a benchmark for improving the quality of a work for readers. And the last one, Kosasih. According to Kosasih, the review text is the same as the review, which means introducing the work or book to the reader and helping the reader to understand, or can even make the reader interested in buying or owning the work or book. So to sum up all of the definitions from the expert, that we can take the general conclusion from several definitions according to experts. It can be said that a review text is a writing which contains consideration or judgment about an object, work, or book. In this case, the assessment given can be in the form of strengths and weaknesses depending on the object to be written. Okay, let's turn to the second one about the structure of review text. After getting to know the definition of review text and definitions according to experts, we also need to understand the structure of review text, which consists of four important structures, namely work identity, orientation, synopsis, and work assessment. Borrowing from an excerpt from the Field Complete Literature module that has been published by the Ministry of Education and Culture regarding the explanation of the structure of the review text as follows. The first one is identity. The thing that needs to be done when you first want to make a review text is to identify the work to be reviewed. Identity is at the beginning for review text. This identity section consists of the title, author, publisher, year of publication, and pages for literary works. The second one is orientation. Next, make notes on the important things in the work to be reviewed. The first paragraph of the review text contains the orientation of the work introduction. This initial section reviews information about the author or publisher of the work. In addition, it can also be used as an opening sentence for the content section. The third one is synopsis. After making notes regarding the important and interesting things in the work being reviewed, the next step is to make a synopsis section. In this section, a summary of the contents of the work that needs to be reviewed. The author provides a short summary of the book or film, but not everything is explained. For example, from the introduction of characters and the beginning of the conflict to attract readers. And the last one, work assessment. This section contains the advantages and disadvantages of a work. The author can describe more and less sentences using light language and easy to understand. The advantages and disadvantages of a work benefit the reader in understanding the content of the reading. Okay, after knowing about the structure of the review text, now let's move to the type of review text. There are three types of review text as follows. The first one is descriptive review text. Descriptive review text is a type of review text that is generally used to review literary works. Therefore, this type of review text is usually in the form of a description or assessment by the author of a literary work in the form of a description. When reviewing literary works with descriptive text, literary works will be understood in detail and complexly. This is done because the aim is for the reader of the review text to be able to understand the intent of the author of the literary work. The second one is critical review text. Critical text is a type that is critical or provides a review of a work, generally a literary work, in the form of criticism from a certain point of view. Usually, this critical review is done by analyzing the work or literary works being reviewed. Even though it is analyzed, this critical text is still subjective or only uses the views of the author. The third one is informative review text. The third or last type of review text is informative text. Informative text is a type of text whose content is in the form of a review of a work that is described with the aim of providing information to the reader. Therefore, informative text can add information and insight to readers of the review text. Because it contains information that is informative, this informative review text is made using language that is short, clear, and concise. Okay, now let's discuss about step to write review text. Okay, there are 4 styles or 4 ways to write review text. The first one is topic. The first step determine the topic that will be used to write a review text. You can choose a topic as you wish or make observation first. Look for interesting and important things in a word. The second one is introductory paragraph. Once you have decided on a topic, write an introductory paragraph to cover. You can make the initial subject matter to determine the next sentence. Then make a summary of the content of the word. The third one is series of paragraphs. This part of the paragraph can contain the advantages and disadvantages of the author in a word. Reviewer can read or look for reference sources to strengthen arguments. You can write an opinion based on your personal opinion for the review. Besides that, you can discuss with friends to determine the strengths and the weaknesses of the word. The fourth one is conclusion. The final part is a conclusion that serves to reaffirm the previous sentences. The conclusion also contains suggestions for readers regarding the word. The fifth one is about features of review text. To make it easier to understand and to be able to distinguish review text from other texts, we need to know its characteristics, including the first one is has another destination that is known by many people, namely the reviewer. The second one is it contains the advantages and disadvantages or the advantages and disadvantages of a word or object being reviewed. The third one is include opinions about the content of a word being reviewed. The fourth one is the text structure consists of orientation, interpretation, evaluation, and summary. The fifth one is opinions or opinions in the review text are facts that have been interpreted. And the sixth one is information comes from the author's opinion in reviewing or reviewing products or works. Okay, and the last one, we have the example of review text entitled The Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Review of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Okay, here, as you can see, we have introduction, evaluation 1 or interpretation, evaluation 2, and summary. Okay, from introduction, we have, I will start by saying that I am a huge fan of Spider-Man. I love all the trilogies work by Raimi, but I do not like The Amazing Spider-Man 1. I was skeptical when I wanted to watch this movie, but I was wrong, and I think the second sequel is really great. Unlike its predecessor, this film is full of action, humor, and emotional. Led by the big players, the story is well written, the action is really spectacular, and the final scene makes me satisfied. And the second one, evaluation 1 or interpretation. Here we have the story begins when Peter Parker struggled to maintain his relationship with Gwen after her father's death. His actions also caused the emergence of a new enemy, Electro, a villain played by James Fox. Peter also continued to investigate what happened to his father and reunited with his old friend Harry Osborn. This movie is ended by the death of Gwen that makes the audience will be very emotional and sad. The third one, evaluation 2. Here we have, however, I have to criticize about this film addressed to Paul Giamatti, who plays Reno. His appearance is too over. His acting also does not show that he is a feared villain. It would be a serious problem for the next Spider-Man series. So I hope he can improve his acting better than before. And the last one, we have summary here, as you can see. Overall, I think this is the best superhero movie since the appearance of The Dark Knight Rises. The script is well written and convincing. I'm sure the next series will be outstanding superhero movie. I recommend this movie to anyone who loves Spider-Man or other superhero movies. That's all about my presentation regarding to our topic of discussion in this last lecture. And now, as you can see from the slide, we have arrived to the exercise section. We have 4 questions that must be answered within the meeting. Okay, I'll give you for about 10 minutes for completing all of the questions um, about the question in this part. Time is yours. And please hold a minute. I'll send the material into our WhatsApp group number. Okay, please hold a minute. I'll send the link. Sorry, I'll send the material. I'm trying to find out the material. Okay, please check the material. Okay, you have 10 minutes for completing all of the question. Please read it, the material to find out the best answer for every number. Good luck. Anyway, let's go back to our exercise section. Number 1, what is meant by review text? Would like to make the correct answer?
Fauzi, sir.
Okay, please, Fauzi.
Okay, the definition. Sorry. What is mean by review text? The review text is we can make it the meaning according to experts. Some the question of the other expert regarding of the meaning or review the text as a full. Sorry. No. Sorry, Pak.
Okay. Well, Fauzi, which one is your correct answer? The time is still running.
Yeah, I mean this number 1, but I think this is also missing for me.
Okay, please.
I mean the review text is review at the rating or content considering or assessment of a work written or created by other person.
Okay, I think your answer is far from the correct one. So please consider the right
I mean so,
answer. Okay, number 1, you can find out the correct answer from the second slide of our material today. Okay, who would like to make the correct one for number 1? What is meant by review text?
I want to try, sir.
Okay,
Nancy.
please, Nancy.
Review text is a writing which contains consideration or judgment about an object, work, or book.
Okay, that's it. Okay, review text is a writing which contains consideration or judgment about an object, work, or book. Absolutely correct. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, let's move to the second one. Why is review text important in considering or judging an object? Why? Previously, the question is about what, and then the second one, why is review text important in considering or judging an object? Okay. Which student? Number 2. Why? Eri, please. Dewi Indrayati. Will you please to answer number 2?
All right, I will try. Why that could be the purpose of this review text that can be like to evaluate and to summarize, analyze, and respond to the work, and some also that can be like to critique or evaluate work or event for a public audience. Maybe that can I get.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm afraid your answer is incorrect.
Out of.
Okay, correct. I'm sorry. Based on the material, you have to use the material used today as the main point of the answer.
Maybe that in this case, the assessment given can be in the form of strengthen something.
Okay, could be. It could be used as the answer, but if you want to make it more appropriate that It is because, okay, it is because the assessment, okay, that can be used, okay, to improve the strengths and weakness depending on the object to be written. Okay, that's the correct answer, Devi. Thank you very much for trying to propose or deliver the best answer. Well, because the time is nearly or almost over, the rest from number 3 to number 5 will or become your homework or your assignment, and it should be submitted by using our eCampus platform. And once again, I'd like to remind you that on Wednesday, you will have the final test, so that you have to prepare yourself well by studying the material from the second meeting to the last one, or to the recent meeting. And I hope all of the students will be able to participate in that test. Okay, I think that's all for today. Is there any question before I close the meeting?
Fauzi, Pak.
Okay, okay, Fauzi. While
maybe according the time for examination can be late night, maybe after 7 or something. Because if around 2 o'clock on the day, I think the all friends still on the work or something have the problem.
Okay,
maybe.
Okay, thank you, Fauzi. I'll give you the what we call it the flexibility in doing the test. You can answer, all of the students can answer the question in the final test all day long on Wednesday. Okay, you have to do or to answer all of the question in the final test, not more in one day. Okay, from the time given until 12 o'clock in midnight. Okay, do you get the point?
Yeah, thank you, Pak. I mean, same like last time we must be online first and then we make absency like.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
It's about the what we call it, the rule of doing the test. Okay, as usual, at the end of the lecture, I'll send the link of the attendance. Okay, please check our chat column. Okay, have you got the link? Hello, have you got the link?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
please fill out your personal identity to the link. We still have 1 minute left. Regular and executive. The first link is for the executive student, and the second one is for the regular class. Okay, I think that's all for today. If there is no more question, I'll close the meeting or the lecture today. Once again, please prepare yourself well in facing the final test on Wednesday. See you on Wednesday and have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
You are welcome.